7h31 pelo horário de Brasília, 5h31 em Washington. Nós trazemos breaking news da CNN Brasil para informar que Donald Trump é eleito oficialmente pela projeção da CNN Internacional como o 47º presidente dos Estados Unidos da América. Repetindo, Donald Trump, pela projeção feita pela CNN com os últimos resultados de Michigan, traz então que Donald Trump é o novo presidente dos Estados Unidos da América.
A derrota realmente foi uma derrota acachapante. Não foi apenas pelo fato de que se calcula que o candidato Trump, que é do Partido Republicano, vai ter aproximadamente 312 delegados, o que é um número expressivo, vai bem além daquilo que é o limite, né? Ele venceu também nos votos absolutos, ou seja, qualquer narrativa de que houve uma vitória no colégio eleitoral, mas não no número de votos absolutos contados dos cidadãos. Isso significaria que há distorções no sistema político norte-americano, no sistema eleitoral, que eu particularmente acho que é um sistema maravilhoso. Além disso, houve uma derrota dos democratas em relação aos republicanos em número de governadores, 27 contra 23 é o que consta agora. Perdeu no Senado, que a maioria agora faz parte do Partido Republicano, e se acredita que o Partido Republicano também vencerá. Faltam aproximadamente 17 representantes, ou seja, deputados federais, como seria aqui no Brasil, para ficar com a vitória na Câmara dos Representantes. Isso é uma vitória que mostra um descontentamento da sociedade americana com a política adotada pelo Partido Democrata, que incidiu em determinados pontos em questões econômicas, mas de uma maneira muito expressiva acerca dos valores da sociedade americana. Veja, a Kamala, ela se apresentou no momento errado, o Biden também foi um candidato errado, e não há como colocar a culpa no fato dela ter chegado muito tarde. A culpa está em toda a estratégia. Além disso, em toda a política que foi feita e a forma como a sociedade americana percebeu a política do Partido Democrata. A Câmara se apresenta como um woke. O que é o woke? É o despertar. São aqueles valores sagrados que acabaram sendo identificados como um termo mais coloquial, que é o lacrador ou a lacração. Ela acabou se apresentando dessa maneira, mas a realidade da sociedade americana não é a realidade daqueles grandes centros urbanos que você encontra em Los Angeles, Nova York, Washington. Não é isso. A realidade da sociedade americana é a realidade de uma população conservadora, de uma população cristã, de uma população que preserva aqueles que são os princípios mais caros dos valores que configuram.
So, Trump actually lost 1 point among whites. He gained 3 points among black voters. He gained 27 points. There's a 27-point swing toward Donald Trump among Hispanic voters, according to that CBS 2024 exit poll. Why? The answer is because you know what Hispanic Americans want? The American dream. That would be the reason. The Hispanic Americans, you know what? They're traditionally minded when it comes to family and when it comes to things like gender. They like their church. They like their community. They like the American dream, the idea that they get to own property and then increase their wealth in this country. They want opportunity. It turns out that the normie American dream is still the thing most people pursue. It's not the Democratic version of the American dream, which is you can shtup whoever you want with no consequences. Here's a government check. That American dream does not appeal to the vast majority of Americans.
I think in a normal country, we would say, hold on a second, maybe we need to have a different set of regulations for social media platforms now they're this big.
It would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly to a full-blown fascist politic. We don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
Quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men. Right. It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. You know, the Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of,
with other Hispanics. You've got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Real honest conversation.
There was,
the X is the #1 news source on Earth.
Yeah.
On Earth. It's the most trusted because it's the only one that's not fucked with.
Yep.
So even if someone's incorrect, the community notes will correct them.
Yep.
The community notes are rock solid. It's a great way to find out what's real and what's not real. And then you look in the comments and you see people debating it. And it's happening in real time. And it's happening whenever something breaks. And it's way better than what you're going to get on corporate-controlled media. It's way better.
Elon Musk buying Twitter was at least as important as Trump winning. Election again, maybe more. Maybe the most important thing about Trump winning might be that he's able to stop them from coming after Elon Musk.
Well, that's a big factor, but I also think that Elon Musk buying Twitter, if that doesn't happen, I don't think Trump wins the way he wins.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's real tight. I think if he does win, it's barely. Okay, let's take podcasts out. He doesn't win at all.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve.
The mandate has won the national popular vote for the first time for a Republican, for the first time since 2004. This is a big deal. This isn't backing into the office. This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans, fix immigration, try to get crime under control, try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that. I think I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel like they have been told to just shut up when they have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives. I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex. I mean, we've been sitting around here for the last couple of weeks, and the story that was portrayed was not true. I mean, we were told Puerto Rico was going to change the election. Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley voters, women lying to their husbands. Before that, it was Tim Walz and the camo hats. Night after night after night, we were told all these things and gimmicks were going to somehow push Harris over the line, and we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best. That was the fundamentals of the election. And so I think that both parties should always look at the results of an election and figure out what went right and what went wrong. But I think for all of us who cover elections and talk about elections and do this on a day-to-day basis, we have to figure out how to understand, talk to, and listen to the half of the country that rose up tonight and said, we've had enough.